Hey, what up guys, welcome back to the fish room. Today's video is going to be a lot of updates. I haven't filmed in the fish room in probably a month or two. Now, I did a whole bunch of videos in advance because I knew I was going to be pretty busy working this summer, so I filmed a whole bunch of videos and I have a lot of updates to go through in this video. So if you like fish videos, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below. Anyways, I think we're going to start with the biggest one, which is the most saddest thing, and it was getting rid of my Oscar. Now, I didn't get rid of him because he was too big or he was in like the tank was too small, anything like that. He wasn't being aggressive, he wasn't fighting other fish. Honestly, that Oscar was one of my favorite fish and I did not ever want to get rid of him, but I can't justify setting up a whole nother tank just for an Oscar when I already have a whole tank here dedicated to a night fish. So, pretty much in the middle of the night, every single night, he would start getting spooked and thrashing around. Now, at nighttime, it's pretty much just pitch black in this room. I have curtains and everything, and it's always just pitch black in here, so I've never had any issues in the last 20 years fish keeping with cichlids doing this, but he basically just kept bashing around the tank at night, and he would get spooked by maybe another fish or a pleco or something, and he just continued to thrash around at night. Now, this could have been him trying to eat the other fish. I also thought of that too. I have some smaller keyhole cichlids in here that he could definitely fit in his mouth, and I definitely considered that he was probably chasing around fish at night, but it just started getting worse and worse, and he would just thrash around the tank at night, jumping up and hitting the lid a lot, which I know is very common with Oscars, but honestly, this fish room is in my bedroom, and I can't really have a fish banging around in my fish room at nighttime when I'm trying to sleep. If you guys don't know, I just have my bed right here, and then I have all the fish tanks surrounding this. And I've done so many videos in the past on how to have quiet filtration, just because I hate the noise of fish tanks, but I love having them. So if you guys are interested, I have a bunch of videos on filtration and having all these fish tanks in my fish room. Another thing I ended up doing was removing the Danios from right here. I had another tank right next to this, and I had some Danios in it. I was going to be breeding them, but after raising them up, it looked like I didn't really have many females in that group, so it really wasn't in my interest anymore to go ahead and breed them, so I went ahead and just kept my beta fish Samurai. If you guys don't know, I rescued this beta fish. He had no fins, and he had no color to him when I got him, and I rescued him. He was on sale because he was pretty much dead, and it's amazing what you can do when you put a beta fish in a tank with a heater and a filter and a proper large aquarium. This right here is a 5-gallon fish tank, and that's what I think is the bare minimum for a beta fish. I will never put a beta fish in anything smaller. But yeah, this guy's name is Samurai because he's a male Samurai beta fish. And when I got him, he had no fins or anything, and now he is just amazing. He's beautiful. So yeah, I could never get rid of him, so he's on my desk here forever. Moving on to the next tank over here is my hexagon tank. This tank has had a couple updates as well. I've not added any new fish to this, but my angelfish have paired up very nicely. I have a female down here and a male right here. And they paired up very nicely, and they actually laid a clutch of eggs right here on the glass a couple weeks ago. And all the eggs were fertile, and it just showed me that they have paired up nicely. So hopefully in the future I can separate them from this tank and breed them in a 20-gallon lawn or something like that. I had an Oscar in here, but like I mentioned at the beginning, he's now gone, and I rehomed him. He's not dead or anything. I just rehomed him to a new home, a better home with a bigger tank, and that's what I believe is right. So I didn't think it was right to keep him here if he's just gonna keep bashing around and stuff. So now we have a group of firemouth cichlids in here. I have about 5 of them in here. And then there's also this starry night cichlid right here. This is a male one, I believe. These guys are part of the Tilapia family, and they are a much nicer version of a Jack Dempsey. If you guys have tried Jack Dempseys and they're just way too aggressive, try out a starry night cichlid. They're definitely way more peaceful to other fish. They don't seem to bother anyone else in this tank. I also recently added this gold severum to this tank, which this severum always hid in this tank, and the Oscar was probably bullying it because now he comes out just fine as soon as I remove the Oscar. Besides that, there is a set of keyhole cichlids in this tank. which is this guy right here. There's a male and a female in here. And the male is right here. So that's the male. You can tell he's got a big hump on his head. And down there is the little female. Yeah, that's pretty much a 75-gallon. Besides that, there is a whole bunch of bristlenose plecos in here, but they hide, so I can't really film them. All right, let's finish off with my 40-gallon breeder. This right here is Slippy, my clown knife. And this piece of wood here is probably about 11 inches, so he's probably about 7 inches at this point, and he's in a 40-gallon breeder. I am never going to get rid of this fish, so don't worry. I honestly really did not want to get rid of the Oscar, but I tried everything. I redid the scape on this tank about 5 or 6 times. I tried doing a bunch of water changes. I tried doing all kinds of stuff to try and make them stop thrashing around at night. But sometimes that's how the hobby goes. You can't really control how a fish is going to act or respond. So anyways, this is Slippy. I got him from Predatory Fins probably about 2 years ago at this point. And he really doesn't do much but sit right there, so that's kind of why his tank is very bare and empty. He doesn't really do anything but sit here. And once I put food in, he kind of goes crazy, and it's very fun to watch him eat. I have a bunch of videos in the past of him eating. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I did want to mention that I had a planted tank, and I also ended up taking that tank down along with the Danio tank, just because I'm very busy during the summer right now, and I don't have much time to keep doing water changes and stuff on multiple tanks. So for now, I'm down to just 4 tanks in the fish room, which is my 40-gallon with Slippy. I've got my 75-gallon here, which is my cichlid tank. Then I've got my 50-gallon octagon tank here, which is just my community setup. And then of course I have my betta fish that I had to rescue from that awful pet store. He's hiding, there he is. So yeah, if you guys enjoy videos like this, please let me know. I record videos on the fish room all the time. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.